Always a great start to the evening with the velvet tones of Michael Kelly firing up the folks here at Minglewood Hall. It's always great to be back at Minglewood Hall, Jason.
This is a great venue. We have such a big crowd. This is exciting. There's been so much talk, so much noise. Ticket sales were just through the roof. We were running out. This is a sold-out event. This is a big show.
And as I mentioned at the start, a little bit of everything. The professionals, the amateurs, 3 championships in all, and we begin with the V3Fights lightweight division battle between Chase Mann and Alex the Trojan Riggs. And here is Chase Mann from Memphis, Tennessee, and Memphis Judo and Jiu-Jitsu, coached by Nathan Pang and Brian Hall, and Jamie Langstaff. In his corner will be Pang and Hall. Boy, he's got some terrific coaches in his corner. 3-0 is his record, a 6'1", 155-pounder, a freestyle fighter, and 25 years of age. He was a terrific wrestler in high school. Tell us more about Chase Mann.
You know, wrestling is definitely Chase's specialty. That's where he learned how to grind. You know, he was second in regions in Region 8 over here. He had a pretty successful wrestling career, and I've seen him on the mat. I've seen him at practice. He uses that intensity and that skill to just grind out wins. We haven't seen him in the cage since last June. He spotted some injuries, pulled out of a couple fights, but here he is today, and I expect you to see a pretty polished Chase Mann.
And it's good to have Chase Mann back in the V3Fights cage in his corner right next to me. Ryan the Law Hall, good to see him, and Nathan Pang as always, as there'll be a few fighters here from Memphis, Judo and Jiu-Jitsu. And now let's get ready to meet his adversary, Alex the Trojan Riggs from Dixon, Tennessee, and Warriors Den, coached by Jose Rodriguez and Jason Blackfur and a number of different folks who made their way from Dixon. He is 2-4, a 6', 153-pounder, also a freestyle fighter, also 25 years of age. So he comes in having lost more than he's won tonight, trying to turn the trick.
He's definitely a journeyman, and he hasn't fought in 2 years. His last fight was actually April 2015. He moved out of the state, moved back recently, and started training again in October 2016. Warriors Den has produced a lot of top talent. They're one of the best schools in the Nashville area, so expect Alex Riggs to definitely be ready for this fight.
All right, Jason, let's talk about the fight overall. Riggs is ready. We're talking about Mann. It's been a while since he's been back in the cage. How do you size up this matchup?
You know, this is an interesting fight. I think Chase is going to have the grinding ability. He's been working hard. He hasn't been off the mat. You got to remember Riggs, he was out of commission for a couple of years not training. He only started training about 6 months ago. But it's hard to take anything away with a guy that has hair like that.
He's got the locks flowing. There's no question about it. It's Chase Mann. It's Alex Riggs. Fight number 1 of 11. Here's Michael Kelly.
And across the cage, his adversary fighting out of the red corner. He wears the black trunks with the white and red trim. At 6 foot even, he weighed in at 153.4 pounds. A freestyle fighter with an MMA record of 2 wins and 4 losses. Representing Warriors Den and fighting out of Dixon, Tennessee, Alex the Trojan Riggs.
Your third man in the cage is referee Clint Kolosinski. He'll have the call with all 11 fights this evening. Your judges Jason Polly, Jeff Mullen, and Scotty Swanger. The timekeeper is Mike Kane. 1 of 11, folks. Here we go. Round 1 of our first fight of the evening, Mann and Riggs.
See Chase already kind of changing levels where he can strike and go for a takedown. Looks like he's reaching for that double leg.
Right now, Riggs holding him at bay. Now looks like he's going to go down, and he does.
Riggs was doing a good job holding him off with the whizzer, but like I said, Chase grinds when it comes to wrestling and finish that takedown.
Man trying to get loose and bring down a little ground and pound if he can. Now maybe looking for, there it is. Trying to get those mallets free, and he finally does. Oh, there's a big shot with his right hand.
Chase has to be careful here in a position. He's opened himself up for arm bars here, so he's got to keep a good posture. Keep a lot of pressure on Riggs.
Riggs on his back. That's Mann on top. In the guard.
And if you notice, Chase has a pretty cool haircut himself.
He does.
Looks like he's trying to get past that guard. Once he does that, he's going to eliminate the threat of that arm bar.
Now one leg, but the other leg is caught right now between the legs of Alex Riggs.
So you hear Brian Hall tell him to try to get that right leg out, get past that guard, but Riggs wisely gets it back into full guard.
In the meantime, though, while in the guard, he's still pretty offensive right now. He's gotten some shots in here in this first round. There's another one. He tries to get some leverage there, Jason, and come down with a powerful shot.
But when you do that, you do open yourself up for some things. So it looks like Riggs has him locked up, keeping him in the guard.
Again, these are three-minute rounds in the amateur division. Once again, Chase Mann on top here, getting some ground and pound in on Alex Riggs, the Trojan from Dixon, Tennessee, and Warriors Den. Man from Memphis and Memphis Judo and Jiu-Jitsu. Once again, an excellent crowd here at Minglewood Hall. Getting a little tap-tap-tappy right there from Chase Mann. Continues to ground and pound here.
What he's just trying to do is trying to get Riggs to change position. Sometimes those little punches are just to see how you're going to react to him.
I like the fact that he hauls back and he gets some pop on those punches while in the guard. And Riggs won't let him get out of that guard, but he's been on the defense the whole time in this first round.
Riggs is controlling the lower half of Mann's body, but he's forgetting about the top half. And that's how Chase Mann's able to build up and drop some bombs.
That's a good point. Late in round number one. It's been a pretty dominating first round for the Memphis Judo and Jiu-Jitsu product. Chase Mann.
Yeah, there's that armbar attempt.
10 seconds to go in round number one. Right now it's stalemate in the final seconds here of the round. And that'll do it for the first round. So a pretty solid round for Chase Mann. Pretty dominant as he took it to the ground. Despite being in the guard, he was still able to get the mallets free for a little ground and pound. So strong round.
Yeah, started with some wrestling. He took him right down. We got to see what Alex could do from the back, but you see Chase is just able to throw some punches, some body shots. What he had to worry about was that arm bar, but he was able to keep enough pressure on Riggs to prevent it from happening.
Terrific multiple angles from our production team, bringing the action right into your living room. Look at that ground and pound right there. To me, that seals the round for him.
Oh, absolutely.
For the most part, it's a stalemate, but once he got those mallets free and could punish him a little bit, and you see a little hematoma right there over the left eye of Alex Riggs. So Riggs is going to have to change a little strategy with Coach Jose Rodriguez in his corner because that was not a good first round.
Jose and Jason in his corner, those are some tough guys.
Both fighters on their feet, ready to go, and so are we. Again, three-minute rounds here in the amateur division. Close up the gate to the cage. And round two, here we go. First kick attempt of the
You see how
fight.
Chase takes that step back and he drops levels. What he's doing, he's looking for another takedown.
Riggs comes through with the right, though, and there's the takedown attempt by Mann.
And he's just got it. Jane came into a single leg, but Riggs was able to defend it, but Chase is probably going to finish this up. He's a grinder when it comes to wrestling. He's not going to let this go. He's going to body lock it and just take it right down.
What about the choke attempt here by Riggs?
Not really anything on it right now. Chase Mann's head is just too high. And he's let it go. Chase is going to switch to a single, try to dump him, pick him up. And he finished the takedown.
Very similar to what we saw in round number one. Now Riggs just shaking his head, not happy in this predicament.
A little bit of frustration when a wrestler gets on you and gets your legs and you don't know how to defend a takedown. It's frustrating.
And with his shoulders and head back against the side of the cage. It's very hard for him to try to swing and get some shots in. He just can't get any pop, although he does get a few, but there's, it's not hurting Mann, obviously. Mann's trying to get those arms free to get some more ground and pound like we saw in the first round.
And he's got Riggs in a dangerous position. When your back is against the cage like that, it doesn't give you the leverage to attempt to fight off of your back.
Riggs doing his best to try to keep him at bay.
So again, Chase has to watch out. He's going to go for a triangle choke here, but he lost it.
Well, he's
looking for an armbar again. Chase is turning in.
Very crafty move there by Riggs. Trying to be offensive when he's been defensive for the most part of this fight.
Chase is doing is Chase is keeping real tight on him. You see him reaching in, grabbing his own arm, kind of cranking his own arm up. But this is definitely a dangerous position. He got his head back in, and he fought his way out. But that was a really good attempt by Riggs from the bottom.
Well, it probably felt too easy for Mann, is what he's done so far in this fight, and got himself caught right there as Riggs made a great move from his back. This fight has mostly been Riggs on his back. Once again, Mann is in the guard there, but still he's the attacker here. He's the aggressor.
And he uses that cage to try to swing around and get himself another armbar. Chase is able to get to half guard here.
Clint Kolosinski right on top of the action. Again, if he feels that the two aren't progressing right now, he'll stand them up. But you see that Mann's able to get some punches in now. Little ground and pound, and that'll do it for round number 2. So 2/3 of the way through this first fight of the evening in the V3Fights lightweight division. Chase Mann pretty dominant.
Well, you know, that could be a different round. If the judges look at it, who was the closest to winning the fight in that round, I would give it to Riggs. You see Chase come in for that shot after doing some strikes. Like I said, he didn't let it go. He finished the takedown. But Riggs had a very legitimate submission hold in the round with an armbar attempt that Chase had to fight for about a minute.
So you make a great point right there. You make a great point because what we're looking at,
attempted submission that was closest up in that fight.
And you hope that the judges are aware of this. Our last fight card that we talked about, the 10-8, which is going to be more of an emphasis now on dominating rounds. Now, I don't think that one was either way, but I think your point about Riggs and what he was able to do with that arm bar, he also tried the triangle as well. That's being aggressive. He may not have been throwing punches like Mann was, which is easier for judges to spot, but these judges are experts. They know the MMA game, and they have to realize how good Riggs was from his back. So maybe a little bit closer than we think. Round number 3, final round, and here we go, the two touch gloves. Let's see who the aggressor is here in this final round.
You see Chase, he's just dropping that knee. He's looking for a shot again.
There it is.
He just wants to take him down and finish it. Another nice takedown, but he's got to watch for a triangle again and an armbar.
Lead right there, and then he gets tied up by Riggs. Right in front of us. Got the arms loose once again. Very close quarters fighting this whole bout. That's the corner. That's Nathan Pang and Brian Hall, the corner for Chase Mann, saying just start punching. Punch away.
Nathan Pang, who was just recently promoted to black belt.
Congratulations to Nathan. This is an advantage and a big advantage for Chase Mann right on top of his corner here. You can probably hear that in the background.
You hear Brian telling him, just go ahead and try to pass that guard. See, Alex Riggs is using that cage to his advantage to try to circle his hips out and possibly go for another armbar.
Well, you would think right now, Jason, that's his only hope.
You know, he's got to get something going from his back. If not, Chase Mann is going to just eat this round up and it's going to be over.
It's hard to believe, though, that a fighter can win a decision. I'm sure they can when he's thrown limited punches and one kick attempt, although he's had the choke attempts. But from a ground and pound or from a kicking standpoint, there's been nothing from Alex Riggs. He's not been able to because he's been in this position for the bulk of this fight.
What judging is getting to is effective striking, effective grappling. So I think you definitely give the grappling last round to Alex because of the armbar attempt, even though it was off of the Chase Mann takedown. The takedown didn't really put him in danger. It was that armbar that was the most danger we've seen in this fight so far.
Well, we'll see if it goes to the judges' scorecards, if that's the way they thought as well. You saw in the background on the other angle we had Dave Ferguson, who's the owner of Memphis Judo and Jiu-Jitsu. Not much Riggs can do right here. Not even an attempt at a armbar or a triangle here in this third and final round. Mann's just keeping the pressure on him.
You know, it's tough. 2 years, not being any live action for 2 years. It's difficult to get back in there, especially against an undefeated, extremely tough fighter like Chase Mann.
We talked about the inactivity for Mann in the cage, but as far as working out and getting ready for this fight, he's been very active. Final seconds, 10 seconds to go in this fight. This one appears it will be going to the scorecards. Mann trying a little bit of extra ground and pound here just in case. But this was a third round that I think Mann dominated. I would be shocked if Mann does not get this decision. The question is, will he get a unanimous decision, or will you be right? And I defer to you, my friend.
Well, he'll get a unanimous decision. It'd be 2 rounds to 1 at worst. But some may give him 3 rounds, which either way he wins that fight.
All right, we'll wait for the decision from the judges. Once again, those judges are Jason Polly, Jeff Mullen, and Scotty Swanger. And then Mr. Liederfein, my partner, double duties, of course, as the analyst, and then he'll go in as the interviewer, as he'll talk to all our victors tonight. Hope you're enjoying what you're seeing so far. Hope you have enjoyed what you've seen in the past, and if so, make sure you tell a friend about it here on GFL TV. Still waiting the judges' scorecards.
See Riggs over there. You know, he's frustrated. He knows, hey, I got grinded. He's going to have to go back to lab and work that wrestling if he wants to beat a guy like Chase Mann.
Amateur fight sanctioned by the Tennessee ISKA supervisor. That's Anthony Manus. The cards are in. The 2 fighters at the center of the cage. And now let's get the decision as we go to our cage announcer, Michael Kelly.
After 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecard for the decision. All 3 judges scoring this one for your winner. A unanimous decision and staying undefeated, Chase Mann.
Oh, there you go. Again, it's a unanimous decision. I still believe judges see that ground and pound a lot more than they see the attempts of chokes, and that's why it was an easy unanimous decision victory for Chase Mann. No problem on who won, but we knew Chase Mann was going to win either by decision, unanimous decision, or split decision. Now let's go to Jason Liederfein.
All right, what a way to start off the 58th V3 card. Let's hear it for Chase Mann. So it looks like you came out, you wrestled him, you took him down, you grinded him. What was your game plan coming in here?
Well, I haven't fought since last June. I had a couple injuries. I was coming over, and I was just trying to stay on top, man, and work and do that. He was attacking for bottom. He rocked me pretty good from the bottom with like uppercut or something. I don't know. So I was just on autopilot.
Second round looks like he might have put you in a little danger with an arm bar. What were you feeling there?
Oh man, just go to training, man. Just hang in there. Just keep going undefeated.
So how important is the black belt Nathan Payne been in your training?
Oh, all of them, man, have been great. Brian Hall, Jamie Langstaff, Nathan Payne, all the coaches and training partners, Jaleel Willis, Adam Williams, Amari Boyd. Man, the list just goes on.
Well, hopefully we don't have to wait 6 months to see you again. We'll get you back in here. Anyone else you want to thank?
I got announced today too. I just signed a pro contract to fight in August 6th in Clarksville, so it's my last amateur fight.
There you go, Chase Mann, his last amateur fight going pro. Undefeated amateur. We look forward to seeing him again in here.
Shout out, I have a bunch of relatives and friends who came to watch me tonight. I just want to thank all them for coming out. All my relatives at home, watching in North Carolina and Florida and all that. I just want to tell them.
There you go, Chase Mann.
Congratulations to Chase Mann, who not only gets the victory, he'll retire undefeated as an amateur, and he'll move on, as he mentioned, in August to fight for the first time as a professional. It is a unanimous decision, not a majority decision win. Chase Mann taking care of business against Alex Riggs.